Hi everyone. As promised, here is the last episode on this series where I want to share with you some thoughts and do kind of a wrap up on this project that I've been doing, which is now basically complete. Everything is working, functional. So I think it's to wrap it up. I just want to share with you some thoughts, some experiences, some problems that I had along the way. And look, it's been really rewarding. It's everything was really new to me since I didn't have any experience with electronics or whatsoever, and it took a lot of hours to study how everything worked and the Arduino world. But everything started making sense as I studied more and I go into deeper on how everything would work together. It was rewarding to make it. It took some time studying, and as you will soon find out, studied a few things more. The problems that I run into, this might not apply to you. It just specific because I lived in Macau, on the border of China, nearby Hong Kong. And one of the problems is to get access to parts. So we don't have like stores in here that I can walk in and buy screws or buy electronic parts like the switches and everything. So I have to buy everything online. It's kind of complicated to order from Amazon. Because the expenses that you need to pay for the transportation of whatever you order, it's really prohibitive, it's really high. So the only chance is to buy here in China online with sites all in Chinese, which I figure out a way to get them a bit translated. And I've been ordering everything from China, which is really cheap, but again, it's a lot of work just to find out the right parts, and sometimes thing arrives and they're not exactly what you wanted, and so on. One of the hardest things for me to find was the wiring. The wire I actually ordered from China. I wanted 22 gauge wire, and they sent me 18 gauge wire, and until today they did not send me the proper wire. 18 gauge is way too much, so 22 gauge, it's the ideal for these kind of projects. I was able then to find a store here in Macau that had it, so I was safe from there, and so I could kick up the project. Another problem, and again this is personal related, is that I'm very, very lousy at soldering, basically because of my poor eyesight. I have a lot of trouble working with small parts, so I get help with magnifying glass, and so it takes me a bit more time. Regarding the interaction with the simulator, MobiFlight is absolutely excellent. It's wonderful. If you're going into these kind of projects, man, just use MobiFlight. MobiFlight is just awesome. Makes everything easy. It's not complicated to work with. It's extremely easy and intuitive. It was rewarding. Spent a couple of hours, but now that I completed this project, I believe that the upcoming projects, and I'm just giving you the first news in here, is that there will be more panels coming. But let's go back to this one. So I said that I had a couple of surprises, and okay, the panel, I said it looks nice, but just to do some little improvements, so I got these really cheap. This is static insulators, and you know the switches all have white caps, right? So let's see how they look if I put these white caps in here. So this kind of gives it a better look. So it just slide in. It's just really easy. Okay, hey, it looks much better. It looks much better. Um, so yeah, that was the first surprise. So I think this one makes it look really nice and a little bit closer to what is the 737. Again, I'm not going for extreme looks. I'm just going for, yeah, making it nice and simple. Another thing, I'm happy. I'm happy the way it turned out. I'm not 100% happy with the solution on the foam board. It's workable. It's a good solution. But maybe one day I will replace it with something else. But right now I'm pretty happy with it. Again, there is a lot of work to do still, even in this panel, because I need to get some kind of support so I can build the panel here on a position that is more like the 737. I'm not going to keep it on a pizza box like it is now, just for these first tests. So there is a couple of more things that I ultimately need to do. I live in an apartment. I don't have a garage where I can work. So I need to just make the plan and make a structure and try to see if somebody can cut the parts for me and just make some structure behind this. Okay, surprise number 2. While I was doing this, I came across a bunch of other stuff, and another improvement that can be done on this panel, and this is the second surprise, it's regarding these buttons here on the landing gear. So look what I got. Landing gear knobs, painted by a colleague of mine that was nice enough to paint. And these ones are going in here. I'm going to fix them later on with hot glue, because the holes in there are a little bit bigger than my switches themselves. So there we go. Does it look nice or what? So that was the landing gear knobs. Okay, because I've studied more things, and actually I want to plan to do a lot of more stuff. I came across something that was kind of, there has been around for a couple of years, but now it's affordable, extremely affordable. And so I've studied that too, and I ended up buying a nice tool that I will show you. Actually, it's the tool that made those buttons and the knobs. I have the knobs. So the knobs here, just a little bit more of improvement. We're gonna put it here and here, and now we have functional knobs. This one needs to be fixed a little bit more. They need to be hot glued also. They need to be hot glued so they are more secured there. But oh yeah, they need to be hot glued. So this is another little improvement that we can get. This one holds a little bit better. Hey, and now it looks like a panel. Okay, so these ones, they were actually made on something that I bought. Come here. I bought a 3D printer, a Creality CR6 SE, and that's where I printed the buttons, and my friend and my colleague just painted them for me, and he's kind of involved in doing his own projects, and we bought the printer together. It's only like around $400, and we have a lot of stuff. So this is it for this series. The next step, I want to, and I've been doing some research, and I want to start by doing the navigation panels and the communication panels on the center pedestal. Probably the center pedestal is going to be here on this position, and I want to start doing the nav panel and the radio panels. I have already parts, and I've been doing some research, so I have these 7-segment parts, 7-segment boards that will show the numbers. The thing with these ones is that with this board, they're pre-made and they're very easy to connect. They have 8 digits, and actually in the Boeing 737, the most you need is 5 digits. So I'm looking also whether I can make them 5 digits, because I cannot find these kind of boards with 5 digits. So if you guys know where I can find it, just drop me a line. It would be really helpful. So this would mean that my nav panel and the comm panel will be a little bit wider than the real Boeing 737, because I need to account for space to put 2 boards of 8 digits, even though I'm only using 5 digits for each screen. So that's one problem that we need to overcome. I saw an option of building my own circuit boards, but that's way too much trouble, and I really think I cannot do it. So the next season, so I'm dividing these videos by seasons. This first season, it's dedicated to the lights panel. The second season will be the nav radio, and for that, because I'm not going to use the foam board anymore, I'm going to do everything. The panel is going to be 3D printed. I've been designing the panels in Fusion 360, a nice program. So I've been studying that also, and the panel is basically fully designed already. I will be able to very soon start 3D printing them and try to and see if everything works out. It's supposed to, because the measures are all in 3D, in Fusion 3D60, they are accurate. So that's going to be the season 2. It's the nav panel, and if we can do the nav panel, we can do the comm panel, which is very similar, and we can do the ATC panel, which is a little bit more complicated but still manageable. We can do the ADF panel, so all of these 4 panels go on the center pedestal. So these 4 are for sure on the next season, so I'm going to make a season for each panel. Ultimately, my goal is to reach to the MCP and build an MCP. But again, to build an MCP, because of the amount of digits you have to have on 7 segments, I would like by then, and these will take maybe 1 month or 2 months to reach that point, I would like by then to find a solution to get the 3 digits and the 5 digits, because if I need to make it all in 10 digits, I've been looking at the designs and it doesn't look as good as I want it to. So we'll see, we're gonna go forward. So the knowledge that I got from here is that now I know how to connect switches, how to connect rotary switches. The nav panel will give me knowledge on how to connect 7 segments with rotary encoders, some push buttons, and from then on, you have all the knowledge to move on to the MCP. So my idea is to start small, start simple, and then complicate as we go along until I reach, I think, the most complicated thing, which will be the MCP, which maybe one day we'll arrive there. We'll see. So I want to thank everybody that comment on via Facebook, everybody's from Altair Virtual Airlines that are very supportive and make some comments too. All the people that like this video, all the people that subscribe my channel, and it's an honor for me that I have you guys coming along on this journey, on this crazy wild idea about flying planes. Well, this phrase was just for the ones that don't know how much pleasure these things can give you. So thanks a lot, guys. I hope you keep following. If you have any suggestions, if you have any comments, please leave them down here and I will reply to you for sure. And thanks a lot for coming along. If you have any ideas, you want to share some thoughts, you are more than welcome, and I will read each and every one of them, and I will reply to you even if you have any questions. Okay. On the last note, I will sometime do also a web page where I can dump all the files that I worked on this project and the future projects. So if you guys want to go and make your own, if you want to make changes, you are free to make changes. I would appreciate it if you don't make it commercial, because this is only for fun. Hey, this community is all about sharing knowledge, about sharing experiences, about helping each other, and that's my objective. That's what we're doing here, and thanks a lot for coming along, guys. So, see you on Season 2 and the NAV panel. Cheers, guys!